All right, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome back. Welcome back to another episode on Autonicus Aurelius Motivates, my channel here. And I'm glad to be back with y'all again today on this Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to y'all. Hopefully everyone out there is having a good week. And, hope everybody is feeling good today. So, we fixing to go ahead and get into this topic of the day today. And y'all already know what we do every day on my channel here. We do this walk and talk thing where I do a topic of the day. Then I break the topic down for you, tell you how I feel about it. Get out, do my walk and talk exercise thing. And we have a little discussion over it and all of that. And then after the video, if any of you would like to leave any positive feedback in the comment section below, I really appreciate that. I appreciate all the likes on my video. I appreciate all the subscribers who's already here with me. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can be notified every time when I drop a new video or create new content. With that being said, y'all already know every time before I get into the video or the topic, I always just like to give a little introduction of myself and about my channel. Okay, so I'm Autonicus Aurelius, and this is my channel, Autonicus Aurelius Motivates, and everything that we do here on my channel, it's all about positive vibes, man. You know what I mean? Uplifting, encouraging videos for those of y'all who may be going through your own personal battles, struggles, hardships, difficulties, just whatever you're facing in life in general, as I currently am. So I'm going through my own personal struggles and hardships and battles and all of that. And so this whole channel is just all about motivation, man. I really motivate myself with it, but few other people, when they motivate me as well, I really appreciate that to keep me going. It's all about encouragement, you know what I mean, as well. And it's for any of you who out there, you may feel like you are lost, abandoned, or forgotten. It's for you as well. And you are never lost, abandoned, or forgotten long as you have God. And I'm here for you as well. Okay? So that's what this is really all about too. And this channel is also for any of y'all out there, you may just be trying to reach for the highest, best version of yourself, for your higher self. That's who this channel is for, is for too. This is who this is geared towards too, is any of you who may be just like reaching for your own personal goals in life. You just trying to better yourself, make yourself into a better person, and you just tired of all the drama in your life, and you are seriously ready for, better things in your life and to make yourself healthier and, to have better well-being all around in general. That's who this is for too as well. So you are welcome here. Okay, so with all that being said, y'all already know what I do before I get into the topic every day. And this is for y'all who have already been here with me on my channel. You already know that every time before I get into the topic, I just share my testimony. And this is for anybody who may be coming in new to my channel, or just for anybody who doesn't really know anything about me or my life or anything like that. I just always have to share this testimony just because it's what I survived. Okay, so I survived pure hell, and I'm still surviving through it right now to this very day. Wicked and evil people done tried to destroy my entire life and existence, man. They literally tried to kill us, kill me and my mother. But before they tried to kill us, they did everything in their power, man, to destroy my life through sabotaging me in every way, shape, and form, trying to ruin my reputation, trying to destroy my business, bring my bank account down to $0 and 0 cents. They weaponized the Babylon system against me, the business licenses departments and stuff like that, the property tax office and stuff like that. Even now, they're threatening to take even my last from me, and that's how wicked and evil these people are. They would do that if they could. You know, I'm sitting here living in a little single wide mobile home with my mom, who's 83 years old. I do almost everything for her. And they try to take everything from me, man. Literally everything from me. They try to humiliate my life, destroy my life, and make my life like it don't exist. And I gotta show y'all something. Did y'all just see that? A red bird just now landed right on my car mirror, man. I hope y'all saw that in the video. A red bird just now landed on my car mirror, man. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I had to try to get that in the video. I hope y'all saw that, but a red bird just now landed on my car mirror while I was telling my testimony. Okay, so this is what I've survived, man. And then on September 25th, 2024, at around 11:30 in the evening, someone came down my road, driving down my road, and opened fire and dumped the whole clip down my road and shot up my mama's bedroom walls. There was gun smoke in our house. I had to dive bomb in my hallway. I had just went to the laundry to get my basket of clothes off the top of the dryer, and I was on my way back from there, going through the living room when all this happened and occurred. I had to dive bomb in my hallway, throw the laundry basket, all of that. My mom screamed bloody murder. She screamed literally bloody murder, somebody shooting the windows out in my room. And I had to get up, jump up, call the police, call 911. They all came, and then we stayed up that whole night doing the report with them over the whole thing, so I could tell them everything that happened. And then the very next night we had to turn around. So we didn't sleep none that first night because we were there with the police the whole night. And then the very next night we turned right around and had to go through a Hurricane Helene storm with tornado warnings going off on our phone the whole entire night. So for 2 nights in a row, we literally thought we was gonna die. So they terrorized, tormented, and traumatized my entire life here where I live. This is in South Carolina, Beaufort, South Carolina. This is where I live, man. I'm just gonna put it out there. This is what has happened to me here where I live. And this is a small place, okay? So it's like you can't even hardly break wind or fart without somebody knowing you did it here or smelling it. You can't even hardly do nothing here without somebody knowing it. Everybody knows everybody and everybody talks, okay? They know everybody. This is a small area. You know what I mean? So how is it? I mean, come on. I know they covered this stuff up, because how is it that it's going on almost 10 months now since it happened, since the shooting occurred, and nobody has still not yet been apprehended, or the perpetrators have not been caught or brought into justice into a criminal court of law? How is it that nobody knows what happened? Nah, man. That tells me right there, that tells me beyond a shadow of a doubt, and somebody's pulling up behind me. I'm sorry, man. I'm watching my surroundings as I'm making the video, because you don't never know nobody. And I'm in a little bit different of a location right now. But I'm just saying, man, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, man, they had to have covered everything up, because how is it that this happened 10 months ago almost, and still the people have not been caught who did what they did to us? And I also know the reasons why all of this happened. I've already told everybody before. I know this has a lot to do with my music, with everything I've done for my ministry, which they've been trying to stop since way back in 2013, Christ Money, which I dropped 5 albums here. I Give God the Glory 1, 2, 3, Forever Volume 1 and 2. And they made my voice like it didn't exist. They tried to silence me. And so I'm living proof, man, that if you stand up for God, or you stand up for what's real and what's true, and you go against the system and the narrative and the evil agendas that they got going on out here, and you try to expose the matrix and tell the truth, they will try to erase you for that. I'm living proof of that, okay? Because that's exactly what has happened to me. And the sun is getting up, and so I'm about to have to go ahead and get into this topic real quick today. Go ahead and get into this, man. You know, today, right now. So let's go ahead and get it, man. But this was my testimony. This is everything that I have survived, okay? This is what I have lived through and lived to tell about. And so I just wanted to put this out there. I have to every time, because this is like, I think I have PTSD from all of this, man. Seriously. I really feel like that's what I have from everything that happened. But anyway, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into this topic, man. And the topic of the day is going to be on how what happened was they saw you when you transform, but they didn't want to be part of your vision or anything. Then you stumble, okay? They saw you when you transform, but they didn't want to be a part of your vision or anything. And then they saw you when you stumble, and they magnified your failures, okay? Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, let's go. All right. So like I said, what happened was they saw your transformation from the very beginning. They saw your transformation. They saw, this is for me personally since back in 2013, you know, they saw everything you did. You tried to share your vision with them, but they wasn't having no part of it. Then you stumbled, you know, then you had stumbled. And what happened was they magnified your stumbling, and they talked about you because of it behind your back to try to ruin your reputation. And one of the things, though, they will never talk about, and this is what they will never talk about, man. They will never talk about the reason why you stumbled. Oh my God. And if y'all can see this, I'm gonna try to catch this on the video. There is a rainbow. There is a rainbow right now as I'm filming this. I hope y'all can see that on the video, but there is a rainbow over the water. So a cardinal just landed on my window, and then there's a rainbow right there. I hope I caught both of those things on the video. Anyway, we're just gonna keep on rolling. But like I said though, man, what happened was, and then this is for real. You know, what they did was they will never talk about, or what they will never talk about, like back to what I was saying, what they will never talk about. Many of these people will never talk about how what they did contributed to you stumbling. You know, they will never talk about that. They'll only talk about what you did wrong. You know, and I've said this before. in previous videos. The righteous may stumble 7 times, but they rise again 8. So, but the wicked fall when calamity strikes. And you know, everything that these people did is going to come back to haunt them for what they did. Because, you know, you can't get away with just doing somebody wrong and trying to ruin their entire life and and just get a happy life. It don't work that way, man. And that's what these people tried to do. They tried to ruin my entire life, man. But you know, it's like what I said, man. They will never talk about, you know, the reasons why you stumble. See, what they wanted to do was they wanted to be a part of all that same nonsense. They wanted to be a part of all that same nonsense. And they wanted to stay the same. They didn't want what you had to share with them, which could have been great, which could have helped a lot of people, which could have benefited people in a very positive and great way, you know. And I hope y'all can see this. I'm gonna try to get a clearer picture, but I see that. I hope y'all can see that rainbow out there, man. Anyways, that's just amazing right now. You know what I mean? And so anyway, back to what I was saying, not to stray off the topic too much, man. I'm telling y'all, man, this is something serious, man. And I'm glad I came to this spot, because this is the reason why I switch up the locations all the time, man. But for real, man, I'm serious, man. Like, these people, you know, they ain't never gonna change, man. They ain't never gonna change, and they have no desire to change. What it was is they saw everything that they see in the illusion and went after that, and after the shiny object syndrome, rather than to go after you, thinking the grass was greener on the other side, you know. But you, even though you stumbled, you got yourself back up. You came back to what you knew, you know. That's what you did. You came back to what you knew was true. You found yourself again. You went all in, which I've been doing, and this has been since May of last year. And boy, came a long way, man. I had to realize and understand that, you know, there was nothing wrong with what I did. There was nothing wrong with nothing that with none of my albums or nothing. There was nothing wrong with none of that. I got into a point at one point in time where I had thought, like, maybe there's something wrong. Maybe there's something wrong, you know, with the way I delivered or whatever, the message or whatever, you know. Maybe there was just something wrong. But then I was like, nah, there can't be, because everything is on point. You know, everything is on point with the beat. Everything is on point. Everything is straight. It's like, no, it's not. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. This has to do with demonic forces and people trying to make me think less of myself. You know, I had to come to the realization of that on my own, man. Because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. You know, when you put in a lot of work to something that you're passionate about, and then you excel in that field or that area that you're in, and you know you excelling, like, you know you are, but then nobody else wants to acknowledge it. You know, it's like, that really starts making you wonder, or like question, like, your abilities, like a question what you came to do, you know, like you questioning it, man, you know. And it was hard, man, to figure out on my own that it wasn't never nothing wrong with what I came to do, man. It wasn't never nothing wrong with none of that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video because I don't want the video to take too awful long to load today, because I got some other things I got to do, man. But like I said, man, that was the topic of the day, man, was, you know, they saw your transformation. Then they saw your shortcomings or your stumbling blocks. They never wanted to talk about why that happened, though, but then they just wanted to pick out your flaw and magnify it. And then they didn't want to be a part of your vision. You know, they didn't want to have no part of your vision. They left you for thinking that the grass was greener on the other side, man. But anyway, man, that's the video for today. So I hope all y'all are having a happy Wednesday, a happy, blessed Wednesday. And until the next Walk and Talk on tomorrow, y'all enjoy your day, man. Peace.